This is the plaintiff, Dennis Deegan. He says his soon-to-be ex-wife maliciously damaged his vehicle when he told her he wanted a divorce, and no matter what he does, he can't seem to get her to pay what she owes him. He's had enough of the royal runaround he's been getting and looks forward to finally ending things once and for all in this court as he seeks the $5,000 he's owed. This is the defendant, Jamie. She says the plaintiff became very jealous of her and her friends. The age difference between them didn't help matters, but he was always grumpy and no fun to be with. This guy has lied to the cops by telling them she tried to kill him. He's lying about the damage to the vehicle, and this lawsuit is just his lame attempt to somehow hurt her even more than he already has. She's accused of going to town on a car.
All parties, please raise your right hand. Be seated. Come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Okay, how did you two meet?
We met in South America. I was on a vacation trip.
Where?
Colombia.
Okay, what city?
Cali.
And how did you two meet? Somebody introduced you, or you ran into each other, or what?
We ran into each other online, talked a little bit.
Okay, and you dated for how long?
I'd say about maybe 10 years before we got serious.
How did you become serious all of a sudden? Were you spending more time in Cali?
Yes, we spent more time together.
Did she come here?
Yes, I brought her and her daughter up on vacation a couple times with a tourist visa, and we seemed to be very compatible.
Okay, so can I ask you a question? How old are you?
I will be 60.
And how old are you?
38.
38.
38.
Okay, go on.
Things were progressing very nicely, so we decided, I guess in 2014 it was, to become engaged, and we started working on the visa stuff for a permanent residency visa here.
Okay, and did you succeed?
Oh, yeah.
So you got her and her daughter to America when?
They arrived in end of July 2018.
So 4 years later. It took 4 years?
About 2.
Okay.
Yeah, I started the visa application after we got married.
Okay, when did you get married?
February of 2016.
Okay, and where did you get married? There or here?
There.
Okay, so what happens? They finally come, it's 2018, and how does it work?
Oh, it was great for like 6-7 months.
And then what happened?
I don't know, just some other problems creeped up that weren't expected, and
Like what?
kind of drifted apart.
Like what?
Well, I guess the first one was she didn't want to sleep in the same room.
Okay,
That's kind of hard on a newlywed couple.
and what was the reasons that she would give?
She can't sleep with anybody else.
Okay,
So, we tried to work through that. There was, I don't know.
now that she was in America, did you feel like maybe she didn't like you that much?
No, not for, the first 6 months was just like heaven. I was so happy.
So then what is the reason you attribute the turn to then, from 6 months to 6 months and 1 day? Were there arguments? What was it?
There's some things which I found out along the way that I can't discuss here in court because of
Why?
other cases.
Because what?
There's other cases pending.
So what? Well, how does that mean you can't discuss it? I'm trying to understand and get at the root of which of you is going to be lying to me today, because one of you is. So I need to understand what the dynamics are. I know for a fact, because you've discussed it plenty, and so has she, that there have been protection orders and there's a criminal case pending. I know all that. So is that what you're referring to?
No.
Okay, then what are you referring to?
Her husband in Colombia.
Okay, and what?
Her husband in
Meaning
Colombia.
that she is a bigamist?
She filed improperly her immigration visa. She's still married, technically, to the gentleman in Colombia.
All right, let's talk to you. What happened here? You spent a long time, you knew him a long time. Were you in love with him?
Yes, of course, I was really in love of him for many, many years. And then we got married, and then we made everything, the papers, the visa.
How often would you see each other when you were still in Cali and he was, where are you from, Long Island? And
Yes,
you were in New York. How often would you guys see each other?
He was going to Colombia every 3 times per year, something
Okay.
like that. That was not 10 years, that was 13 years going.
13 years.
13
okay.
years.
Okay, go on.
Yeah, and he was going and coming. And we was just friends for the start. And then we contact more times and more. And then we come to live here because when he was going there for vacation, that was amazing. He was a nice man. My family loved him. But after it came
So you get married, you come to the United States with your daughter.
with my daughter, with my permanent visa, yes.
With your permanent visa. So
Yeah.
now you're here. All right. The first 6 months, he says, were great. You guys were getting along great. Everything was fine. Is that true or not true?
It's true. It's
Okay,
really
then
true.
what happened? What went
because
wrong?
I was using the house and I was cleaning, I was taking care of everything in the house. But when he say, okay, it's enough, I don't have too much money, you have to help me with everything in the house. I say, okay, because he say, I pay the car. He gave me the car as a present.
The
When I
car
come-
in question, he gave it to you as a present?
a present when I come to live here.
Why isn't it in your name?
They try in the dealer, the man in the dealer.
The dealer. Is
that true?
He tried to put.
Did the dealer try to put it in her name?
My name down the car.
Yes or no?
No.
Yes.
Why did you just go like that? Because that's very non-convincing.
Well-
So according to you, how do you get the car? It was a present for Christmas?
No, it's just because I come to live here.
Okay.
And I was using his car. I say, nah, you don't need my car. You need to be. You need your self car.
Independent.
Independent.
So
yes.
he gives you a car, and then what happens?
And then that was everything fine. But when he say, I spent too much money in the security car for your cell phone, for food and everything, the taxes.
So he suggests that maybe it's time for you to get a job.
Yeah, and I say, okay, I will get a job.
Okay.
When I got a job,
What job did you get?
I got a job bartender.
Bartending. Okay.
And then I was working in the night. And he's actually working every time in the night also. So that was fine. But when I come to live, to stay in the house in the night, I just want to sleep. And he was sleeping also. So I was so tired because for that time I was working 11 hours in the bartender. So after that, of course, working there, I made a couple of friends, two, 3 friends.
Okay.
And that's it.
So did your husband not like that you had made your own friends and had your own
Yeah.
life and weren't sleeping in the marital bed anymore?
He was fine.
And then?
And then, I don't know, he was so jealous and always jealous and jealous. He say, you have more friends here living in 6 months than me living in here in all my life. He has no friends.
And it was bothering him, why? Because you were spending time away from him? Or because you were on the phone all the time? Because what?
No, I was working a lot, many hours, 10, 12 hours. I was working hard.
All right. So does it come as a surprise when he says, this isn't working out, I want a divorce? Were you surprised?
I was so surprised. And he say, no, I will sell the house and I will go back to Colombia because if you are good here, you can stay here with your daughter.
Okay. So you speak to a divorce lawyer and he speaks to a divorce lawyer. Your divorce lawyer tells you don't leave the house. That's a bad tactical move in a divorce, which is true. And you should stay there because then it looks like you're the one abandoning the marriage. And, we're going to fight about all this stuff later. So let's, so you don't leave the house. And then what happens?
After that, 3 days later, he take the plates in the car, from the car. He come with the police to take the plates.
And you're both in the house and the police come?
Yeah, I was there in the house.
And the police
Early-
come and he's with the police
10
and he's
a.m.
taking the plates off.
Yeah, and I told the police why he made that. This is the car that he gave me as a present, and the police say it is down his name, so he's making exactly
Okay,
what
now
he wanted
according
to
to
do.
you, the reason that you were doing that is because she had taken off for 3 days.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and you didn't know where she was? Were you calling her, worried about her?
After she failed her driver's test for the 4th time,
Okay.
Brilliantly.
Don't talk to her and don't. Whoa, stop.
Yes, ma'am.
Do not talk to her and don't be sarcastically insulting her
Yes,
in my
ma'am.
courtroom. Go ahead.
Naturally, she was upset. She grabbed the keys to the vehicle.
Did her
And-
lack of driving skills bother you any when you were dating her and when you brought her over here and when you married someone
Her
20
lack
years
of
younger than
driving
you
skills
who looks
only-
like her? Did that bother you?
No. The only thing that bothered me was the tickets she was racking
That stuff
up.
wasn't coming up to play.
Oh, she's very smart.
Oh, okay.
She's very smart.
Oh, why that little side brilliantly? Why was that? What was that about? That you
Well,
just,
she has a difficulty listening at times to what
Sometimes they just won't listen. Okay, so in any event, after she fails her fourth driving test brilliantly, what happens?
We on the way home, she's having a conversation with her other friend in the car on the phone. And basically, I guess she didn't realize that I was understanding what she was saying. But what I was hearing is, no, I'm with Dennis. No, that something, driving instructor, don't know what they're talking about. They failed me again. Oh, no, don't worry. I'm carrying something in my pocketbook. If he tries anything, I'll use it.
Okay.
At which point I stopped conversing.
Why would she think that you were going to try something?
I have no idea.
Had there ever been any domestic violence between the two of you?
Not to that point, no.
To what point then?
Well, to the point that I was finding kitchen knives under pillows where she sleeps, under the radiator.
Why would she think she needs kitchen knives?
I don't know, man.
Why did you think you needed knives? Is he just making that up?
He lies so much. I did never.
Were you talking to a friend and talking about protection?
No.
All right. So she takes off, there's an argument, I guess, and then she takes off for 3 days?
After I gave her the divorce papers and gave her a choice.
What was the choice?
Be the woman and the wife that, you were for 6 months, or contact this attorney and we can work out a reasonable, no contest divorce.
Okay. And then she takes off because you're upset. Where do you go for those 3 days? Or did you leave for 3 days?
No, I stayed in the house. And
you never left for 3 days?
I never left. I was, because my attorney said, no, you have to stay there. So I'm scared. I don't want to stay there.
Did you sleep anywhere else for 3 days? Like, did you stay with a friend?
No.
Because you were upset? Nothing.
No, I was going.
So he comes with the police and he takes the plates off the car, and then what happens?
I went to the police because my attorney told me, you have to go to the police because it is going through the divorce case.
So he tells you to go to the police regarding the plates?
Yep.
Okay, and then what happens?
The police told me, are you scared? Why are you so scared? I said, I don't know. I'm feeling that he's so grumpy. And they say, do you think he has a gun or something in his house? He say, I remember that he showed me his gun. And I told the police, yes. But I say, I don't think he's going to use that gun against me because I don't know. I was not so scared, but I really, in that time, I didn't figure out he was going to be so bad and make so nasty divorce.
Okay, so you tell the police about his gun and what happens?
And the police say, okay, stay here, don't get out. And then the police went to the house. When they went to the house, they didn't find the gun. So
was he there?
He was there, yes.
Okay.
And that's why he got so upset because I called the police.
And then what happens? Did you leave the house?
Yeah, anyway, I had to go to the house to sleep. And he said, why are you still here? You have to go. And he said, it's where I am sleeping, where I'm living. I have no place to go.
Tell me how you end up out of the house. What happens that forces you out of the house? He gets a restraining order?
Because he went to the next day to the police and said that I tried to kill him. I put
Tried
a
to
knife
kill him how?
in one knife in his stomach, and I told him, get out and get away of me. If no, I'm gonna kill you.
Okay, did that happen?
No.
Okay, so he tells the police that and he gets a restraining order?
Yeah.
And the restraining order, part of the
next-
restraining order says you have to leave the house.
No, the police come to the house next day at 6:30 in the morning, and they take me in the jail.
Did she put a knife to your stomach
Yes, ma'am.
and say what?
Her words were, I know you have a gun. You hid it from the police. You come near me, I'm going to stab you. She never said she would kill me.
Oh, well, if you have a gun and you come near me with a gun, I'd stab you too. What
Ma'am,
about that caused her to get arrested?
Ma'am, I have never owned a gun. I have never possessed a gun. I have never shot a gun. I
Did
don't
she
like
do
guns.
anything with the knife?
She was holding it with her hand towards my stomach.
Here's what I want.
about
I want
2
you to
feet
come
away.
up forward, and there's my bailiff. Pretend my bailiff is.
You come near me, I'm going to stab you.
And what did you do? You backed out? Okay. And why was she saying that to you? Were you coming near her?
I came into the kitchen to get something to eat.
Okay. And according to you, what she says is I know you have a gun, you hid it from the police, you come near me, and I'll stab you.
Yes.
And so you go to the police the next day, you get arrested, you have a criminal case pending. Who's representing you on the criminal case?
My attorney,
So the attorney who's representing you, is it a private attorney or a public defender?
private.
Okay. According to you, he's reached out to you after all this and was trying to get back together? Did he reach out to you and tell you he still loves you and wants to get back together?
Yes, of course.
When did that happen?
After I got arrested. And he put me arrested because I left the house at 10 a.m. in the morning. And he said I tried to kill him at 9:30 in the morning. And then his attorney called me and tried to make some conciliation for my divorce. I say, no, I'm not going to make conciliation. And then
Meaning the attorney tried to settle with you that if you pay X, then...
to him,
Yeah.
he want to pay to him a lot of money.
Well, he says you damaged the radio. Did you break the radio?
No.
Is that
No,
in the
Judge.
restraining order that you broke the radio?
No.
According to you, did she break the radio before or after you applied for the restraining order?
That would be before.
Why wouldn't it be in the restraining order that she busted your radio?
Because at the time I was more concerned about being stabbed with a knife than a broken radio.
So when did you notice that? Did you ever see the radio broken or no? So then why would he bust the radio when it's no longer going to be in your possession?
I didn't know. How can I break my car? How can I destroy my car? And after one month, he started to ask for the money for the car. He was asking for the money.
Where were you living at that point?
At that point, I was living in the house of my friend.
Okay, so now you're separated.
Yeah.
The divorce is pending. Your criminal charges are pending. And now he is suing you for $300 for a tow. Tell me about that. Where does a tow come into play?
Because I didn't have the keys, because she got rid of the key.
Did you ever return a key to him or?
When I leave the house, because the police take me into the jail, I had no time for
Okay, you
take
keep
the
putting
key.
your hands, are your handcuffs?
Yeah, I
Right.
had used my cell phone and my
Her hands were in
document.
handcuffs. She couldn't give you a key. All right, and then, so you had to tow it. Wasn't there a spare key in the house?
When we bought the car, it was only one key.
Why would you buy a car with only one key? Why wouldn't you get another key?
I thought there was two. The guy said he had to look in the shop to find it, and he never found it. So we only had one key,
Okay.
and she had
And
it.
according to you,
Yes, that's true. But when Christmas time, he gave me the second key, the copy of the key.
that he put that in your stocking?
Yeah, in my stocking. He gave
Do you
me
have a
the
picture
copy.
of it? Why do you have a
Yes.
picture of it?
I got the copy for the key, but he always keep the copy because in the case that I love the original case,
So wait, he put a copy of the key in your,
in the stocking
okay, as a present?
as a present.
Yeah, these things are actually pretty expensive, right?
Very.
They were very expensive. How much
Yeah.
did it cost to get the other copy?
Nothing, because that wasn't the key to the car.
Oh,
That
so
was
what
just,
is
I told
this?
her I would take it to the shop to get a key made.
Oh, so
but
this
we
was
never
just
did.
a placeholder like?
Yeah.
Okay, and you never did it?
Nope.
All right, so in any event, so it gets towed, then $609 to rekey it because she didn't return the key, I guess, and monies to replace the radio and monitor. Do you have pictures of the damaged radio?
Yes, ma'am.
What's this a picture of?
That's a picture of her keychain.
Her keychain. Okay, but why is it here? What am I supposed to glean from it? Why did you put it in evidence?
Because these were the keys after she got escorted out of the house. She told the police when she was being escorted she lost the key.
Where did you find those?
This key. This is a facsimile of a type of key.
Okay, but where
These
did you
were on the
find
dresser
those?
in the bedroom.
Okay.
To get this facsimile,
Please leave
Off
the
of
car
these.
keys on the kitchen table tonight.
right, on the
And
24th.
then this shows that somebody has banged the car radio.
Yeah.
What is this a picture of?
That's the keys.
Where?
Her keychain
Oh, on the table?
on the table. There's a second picture that went through that.
You mean blown up?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so this is a picture of the car key on that keychain. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes, along
Okay.
with the house keys. And to lose the
And
key,
this is the
like
two
she
of
said,
you?
Yeah, in a happier moment.
And what is this a picture of?
That was a picture I took of the car from the outside because I couldn't get in with the broken radio.
How
It
can you
doesn't-
see in this picture that there's a broken radio? Because you can only see it.
Yeah, it doesn't show too well.
Yeah, no,
That's
how
why.
could you see it? Because you
from the-
couldn't get in, so how
No,
could you
from the,
see it?
From the window, I could see the monitor
How come I can't see it from the window?
And it's a crappy picture. In color,
You're
it looks
suing
brown.
for $2,329, monies for penalty from loan company. Tell me about that. Why would that be her responsibility?
Well, if I didn't have to take the car off the road because of her poor driving habits and the ticket she got, which I got stuck with, then I wouldn't have taken the car off the road. And the loan company found out
Why would you
about
get
it
stuck with her ticket?
because the car was in my name.
Yeah,
the
but so what?
registration
Was it a
in my
moving
name.
violation or a parking ticket?
No, there was 2 moving violations, I believe, zipping through tolls on the Easy Pass, going out to wherever, JFK or to.
Okay.
And there was one running a red light by the camera.
Okay.
And all those take really
Okay,
of a
but
picture
what is
of
this
the.
$2,329 penalty
Right.
from a loan company? When you took out a loan in order to be big man on campus and give her the car and, and all this.
I never gave her the car.
Okay, well then when
I
you
never
took out
said
a
it was a
loan
gift.
in order to have a second car in your house that the
Right.
person you were married to could use, when you did that, why was that not on you? Why does she all of a sudden have to pay back all this stuff? That wasn't the original plan. The original plan was happily ever after. So long as she's the nice, submissive woman she was the first 6 months before she got a job and then got friends.
Welcome back to the People's Court. These 2 litigants were married after meeting in Colombia, but that marriage fell apart in a big way. The plaintiff says the defendant broke a car radio and even tried to stab him. The defendant says that's just not true. Let's go back to the courtroom.
What'd you end up doing with the car? Where's the car now?
Sold.
Okay. So there's a deficit because you took out a loan, and of course the car's depreciated.
Yes.
All right. Then almost $800 for lost wages and what? Preparing your case?
1 day here, because I do work nights.
So that's what it is.
And then the other day would be-
$157.76 for aggravation just to get to $5,000, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So essentially, you're saying she owes you all this money because she didn't give you a key when she got carted off to jail and she bashed a radio. You didn't see her bash the radio. You just know the radio was bashed when you came to the car. You didn't tell the police about it when they were on the property because the radio bashing had happened before the police got there. You didn't tell the police about it, and that's what we got. So what evidence do you have that she bashed the radio? Even you didn't believe it enough to go ahead and tell the police that she had bashed it and accuse her of it with the police. How are you going to prove it in my courtroom?
I was hoping the circumstantial evidence for that she had the vehicle was fine before she had it and took it away. And when she came back home, it was damaged.
Okay, and according to you, you never went away and it was never damaged in your possession, right?
No.
See, I don't know when it was damaged because you don't make a police report about it, which would then fit, set the time in stone of when it got damaged. I would know, well, it had to get damaged before then because he reported it to the police. Yeah. Okay. I've heard enough, and I've got to tell you, there are plenty of marriages that work with this tremendous age difference. I don't doubt that this is a marriage that was actually born of love because it lasted for so long before she showed up in America and you were able to get her here. This isn't my typical case of, we knew each other for 20 minutes, I married her, and then I tried to bring her over here. This isn't that kind of case. You don't have any evidence that she bashed the radio. She would certainly never, under any stretch of the imagination, be responsible for a loan in your name on the car or any deficit because you're upside down now when you decide that you're going to sell the car that you, according to her, you gave to her. It is a marital asset, right? Because it happens after. So you basically threw away you have half her car. That's going to all come out in the divorce. So in this lawsuit that you have filed against her, I find in her favor. I do not rule in your favor. And that dispenses of this. But you folks are still going to face criminal court. That's the most important thing that's going on right now. And you, of course, still have the divorce that you have in front of you. Where I guess things like the key and the spare key and who gets what and I sold it for X. How much did you sell it for?
65.
$6,500, and whether you have a claim to it because it's a marital asset at the time. It doesn't matter whose name it is, but it's a marital asset. There's all kinds of stuff going on. I'm going to leave in the divorce court's hands. Good luck to both of you.
So the plaintiff fails to prove his case to the judge. Mr. Deegan, what are you thinking right now?
Well, this was only the first case.
Yeah.
There's plenty, a lot more to go. There's still the divorce and everything else.
Right.
So we're just warming up.
Are you still interested in getting back with her?
There's a lot of water under the bridge, but she hasn't reached out to me either, so it's going to be hard.
Very interesting. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Sorry about it. Okay. So now here comes the defendant. And what's your reaction to what just happened?
I had enough for proof that I make anything in the case. Still keep going. I have more jobs to do. I have to show up a lot of things. This man is going to destroy my life. And I have to make something.
Good luck
Thank
to
you
you.
so much.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. What do you think, Harvey?
So, look, I want to give you guys some advice that is so important. If you are in an abusive relationship, and it doesn't matter if you're married, if you have a boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, you need to protect yourself. And if somebody is doing something bad to you and they're hurting you, go to the courthouse and get a restraining order. You generally don't need a lawyer, and the clerks can often be helpful.